Mail carriers, what do you do with letters from kids addressed to the North Pole? In Canada you can actually write Santa Claus. His address is Santa Claus. North Pole Canada HOHOHO. Once delivered Canada Post employees write the kids back. This is a real thing. Edit gold? Oh wow, thank you so much. In reality though this gold belongs to the employees of Canada Post. One of my parents worked for Canada Post. When we were done Santa we opened kids' letters and addressed and stuffed the reply envelopes. I bet this whole thing is automated now but back in the 90s it was done by volunteers. Yeah, Australian postman here. There's a big sack of stuff addressed to Santa every Christmas at the sorting center. A lot of mail comes in that way. There's an official mailbag address they ask parents to send stuff to as well because sorting that crap has to be paid for by someone. The magic of Christmas ain't free, folks. Last year my kid got a printed postcard that came after Christmas, with some generic excuse how he was busy. Was yours printed or handwritten? I didn't bother this year. Maybe I will again? In Germany we have several Christmas post offices where children can send their wish list and get an answer from dozens of volunteers. I can tell you what they do here where I live. If you mail a letter to Santa, whatever address that is obviously not a real one, it gets sent to a large warehouse where some employees write a response letter. Better, pick one among a series of alternatives, depending on the age of the kid writing and on the content of the letter, and send it back to you in a golden envelope together with a small coloring book. The envelope is properly stamped with a special edition Christmas stamp and the stamp on it says Bethlehem. In LA they get sent to a large room in one of the main sorting buildings. You can go down and collect a tray of them and try to make them come true. When I was working on Babylon 5 I got the producers to let me bring in a couple of these trays of letters and we sorted them out by zip code and the requests listed in each letter to ensure that the child was needy, not delivering toys to rich kids. Each crew member who wanted to participate took a letter and delivered what was requested. I got a letter from a boy who asked for pants for Christmas, showed up with a turkey for the family and a gift card to a Levi's store. I live in Alaska, not at North Pole. Since there is a ton of mail volume to North Pole so Santa asks for elves from all over the state to help out. Back in the day, a certain writing class one took got to help the elves with the mail response. We had hundreds of letters to respond to. We basically wrote back to each kiddo saying we were Santa helpers and followed some script guidelines from Santa himself. So much fun helping the Claus. In the UK there is a special address. The Royal Mail then send the child a personalised message back. We used it last year and it's awesome. In the US, the parent takes the letter, writes a personalised response and mails it off in a double envelope. The PO takes off the first envelope and sends the parent's letter back to the kid. Meanwhile the parents keep the list to know what to get the kid for Christmas. This makes me remember about Guri Papa. When I was in first grade, I had an amazing teacher, who made us write a letter to Santa. Then she called in her husband, Guri Papa, who was this nice old man and worked in the forest up in the mountains. She collected the letters and gave it to Guri Papa and asked him to deliver them, because he was close friends with Santa. Guri Papa then gave the letters, one by one, to our parents. In Germany there are 7 cities with names like St. Nicholas, Heavensdoor or Angel's Church, where kids can send their wish lists. The kids get an answer from the volunteers there and the parents get a copy of the wish list. My dad delivers mail in a rough area of Las Vegas. When he gets mail like this, if it's a reasonable price, he'll purchase the item and leave it at their house. The residents will often offer my dad water and beverages in the summertime to stay cool. I'm not sure what my dad does with the actual letter once he gifts the time. My mom wrote Santa for my baby on the way and dropped the letter off at Home Depot, St. Louis. Apparently they have a program that sends letters back from Santa. My baby got a lovely letter from Santa telling her about Christmas and explaining who he is, that you want to be in the nice list, and that he's excited to bring her toys next year. I sobbed multiple times reading it, and now it's in a golden frame. I lived in North Pole, Alaska for 7 years. If anyone wants their letters to make it to Santa Claus, just send them to his house. 101 St. Nicholas Drive, North Pole, Alaska, 99705. Although he doesn't particularly like the letter thing. So I write the software that sorts mail pieces. There is actually a special rule in the code which when it finds an address to Santa inputs it into a special bin for the male employees to collect it up. No idea what happens after that, but it does all get grouped together and sorted. Australia Post has a scheme where children can write a letter to Santa and it will be delivered and a response will be sent to the child if they post their letter before December 14. Thanks for watching our video. If you like it, please smash the subscribe and like button to support the channel, so that we can create more quality content in the future.